The Birds landed in New Orleans yesterday and have hit the ground running on Super Bowl prep for the Chiefs. But the big news of the week starts inside Philadelphia, where the latest on two legends should have fans very excited. Plus, why this Eagles weapon is getting completely overlooked by KC, and why Howie Roseman's next big offseason fish just entered the pond. I'm Thomas Mott. This is The Thomas Mott Show. The Birds' final week of prep in Philadelphia is officially over, as the team hosted their third ever Super Bowl send-off party at Lincoln Financial Field on Saturday in front of thousands of Bird fans. Shortly after, they then all boarded an American Airlines flight down to New Orleans in a ride safe and sound on Sunday afternoon, where of course the long week of Super Bowl media festivities and interviews and all the drama outside of the actual game has officially begun. Now with the big game officially 6 days away, I'm going big with my giveaways this week because it's the Super Bowl, and so we're not doing one giveaway, we're doing 3 at the end of this week. All of which are Super Bowl themed, including, how about this, a signed Cooper DeJean Super Bowl 59 mini helmet. That one's awesome. How about a simple Eagles opening night Super Bowl t-shirt and an Eagles Super Bowl official jersey as well. 3 items, 3 winners. I will draw the winners' names during halftime of our Super Bowl 59 live stream, and to go ahead and enter, it's super simple. First, of course, be subscribed. Must be sub to win. Then drop a like and a comment on each of my videos this week. 1 comment per video with a maximum of 4 entries, because I'll do 4 videos this week, gives you 4 opportunities to win one of the 3 prizes. It's really simple. Subscribe, drop a like, and comment on each video to go ahead and enter. I'll announce the winners during halftime of Super Bowl 59. Now, in terms of the Birds' actual schedule for this week, very simple. Here we go. First off, today, off day. They're relaxing at the team hotel, likely continuing to install the game plan for Sunday because Jordan Mailata kind of spilled the beans this weekend. They're about halfway through on actual game planning for Super Bowl 59.
Actually, I think we've only installed like half our game plan. I don't know if that's a good idea to say right now, but it's too late. It's too late. I think they're just trying not to overload, us too much. So I think we've got a solid game plan going in. Just so far.
Their first big event is this evening inside the Super Bowl for the opening night media event, where players from both teams will meet members of the media and answer a bunch of usually ridiculous questions that will likely result in some sort of legendary soundbite like we got back in 2017.
Honestly, I think this is terrible doing all this. I think that we could have stayed in Philly and come on Friday or Saturday.
Then you wouldn't get to see Timberlake and all the other celebrities here. It's part of the experience, right?
Be a normal person.
Also with the Eagles officially in the Super Bowl just a few days from now, which is still really crazy to say, my channel sponsor SeatGeek wants to hook everybody watching this show up right now with the best ticket promo possible, $250 off your Super Bowl tickets with promo code MOTT250. And yes, I do mean everybody watching this show right now, and as you know, Super Bowl tickets, they can get a little bit expensive, and so use my promo code with SeatGeek to make your wallet just a little bit happier. I've used SeatGeek for all the Eagles games I've been to so far this year, including last week's NFC Championship game, which I was at, and SeatGeek's rating scale made it so darn easy to find the best possible deals. They rate every ticket on a scale from 1 to 10, and if you want Super Bowl tickets, the green dots will tell you it's the best possible deal you can find. Yellow and red, not so much. I look for the green every single time. So if you want to be an Eagles fan in person, watching them hopefully win the Super Bowl, do it with our friends at SeatGeek. Just download their app, add the promo code MOTT250 to your profile, get your tickets, save a bunch of money. Do this quickly, though, because those Super Bowl tickets are going lightning fast. Once tonight's over, it's business as usual. Philadelphia will begin practicing on Wednesday at the Saints facility in order to get ready for Super Bowl 59 as soon as possible. Wednesday will also be our first look at the first official injury report of Super Bowl week. We're going to learn a lot more about Cam Jurgens and Landon Dickerson's status, as well as Brandon Graham, who I said this past week seems to be trending in the right direction for playing, and his teammates, when asked about it this weekend, are still in awe about just how healthy BG looks.
It motivates everybody, offensive players too, special teams, but it motivates everybody, and just to see what he's been through and then him telling us, hey, get me to the Super Bowl and I'm going to be back and I'm going to be playing with you guys, and we seeing it right now. It's just amazing.
When did he start saying that?
As soon as he got hurt.
So he kind of knew?
Yeah, he knew that, there's a possibility we can make it as long as we keep doing what we're doing. We happen to make it to the Super Bowl and he's preparing to play in it.
Staying with legendary Eagle veterans, there's been a lot of speculation that the 34-year-old Lane Johnson could hang up his cleats and retire if Philadelphia ends up winning on Sunday, which will close the chapter on a Hall of Fame career and leave a massive hole this offseason at right tackle for the Birds. Well, Lane Johnson was asked about those rumors this weekend, and he confirmed he's coming back in 2025 no matter what happens this Sunday.
No, I'm definitely not retiring after this game, win or lose. I'm definitely playing next year, so that's really how you take it, I guess, when you get up in age, is take it one year at a time. But yeah, physically, man, I feel a lot better than I have, in the past probably a couple of years. I feel really good. And so for being this late in the year, it's usually not like that. So, man, I'm thankful. And, we got a good team here to help us out with all that.
It's crazy just how impressive Lane Johnson continues to be, not just year 1, year 2, but at 34 years of age, at right tackle, still probably the best right tackle in the National Football League. Now, I can't stress this enough. A lot of people thought Lane might retire at the end of this year. The fact he's for sure coming back is the first major domino to fall the 2025 offseason. The next domino that could fall for this year's offseason is a possible trade for the edge rusher Lane Johnson said previously was the best he's ever faced in the Browns' Myles Garrett, who, if you didn't see, today officially requested a trade from the Cleveland Browns going into the offseason, citing his, quote, desire to win as the main focus for wanting to leave the Browns organization. Now, Garrett is 29, a little bit older, but since 2022 has remained #1 in the entire NFL in sacks, as the overall PFF edge rusher grade, and pass rush win rate, and currently sits on a 5-year, $125 million contract with an average dead cap hit of about $20 million. Now, as for actually fitting in Philadelphia, the pending free agency of both Josh Sweat and Will Williams would create the roster spot needed. But you will need to find a trade partner for Bryce Huff to get rid of his ridiculous contract in order to go ahead and pay him. This is obviously a stretch and a ton of speculation, but Howie Roseman has nailed the draft each of the last 3 years, which means plenty of young stars like Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith on continued rookie contracts. If they want to go big game hunting this offseason and bring a true superstar edge rusher to Philly, they technically will have the ammo to do so. The question is, does Howie think it's worth it? Now, the most recent mega edge rusher trade was the then 27-year-old Khalil Mack going from the Raiders to the Bears for 2 firsts, 1 second, a third, a 6th, and a conditional 5th. Personally, I loved Anthony DeBono's mock trade earlier this morning on Twitter where he said 2 first-round draft picks, a third, which is the Jet Reddick draft pick, so you're not really losing a third-round draft pick there, and then Bryce Huff. Get rid of the contract, bring in Garrett, who says no. Adding an edge rusher this offseason, I think is a priority no matter what. The question is, do you want to go as big as a Myles Garrett trade would be? Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. But let's just be known, Howie Roseman has proven offseason after offseason he likes to hunt big game, especially this past offseason. March cannot come soon enough. Now, of course, flying back to New Orleans and the actual game at hand, the question about losing the Super Bowl 2 years ago was the front and center question that every Birds media member was asking all the Eagle players this weekend. Let's just say one of them in particular, aka QB1, was not really interested in talking about that loss in Super Bowl 57.
Your most vivid memory of that Super Bowl?
Next question.
What did you learn from that and that you can apply to returning?
There we go. I think hindsight, from a perspective that everyone's not really experienced that before, everything that comes with the week, I think that that's something that's big, is just being of good influence on the guys that haven't been there before, being able to answer questions and open that door so everyone's that much closer when we go out there and experience, because in the end it's a business trip and it's an opportunity that we've worked for to have, and we want to take advantage of it.
Clearly, that loss weighed big time on Jalen Hurts, who, for a while there, had him walking off the field in the Super Bowl with the Chiefs confetti flying around him as his phone lock screen. What we forget, though, is that Hurts entered that Super Bowl coming off of kind of a mediocre, rather quiet stat performance in the NFC title game. Then he exploded with his best game of the season in the biggest stage possible. Fast forward to today, and Hurts is coming off his most dominant game of the playoffs in the NFC Championship game, and did confirm to the media he thinks the Birds' offense right now is peaking at just the perfect time.
It's about winning. At this point, it's always been about winning. But, when you're able to win in a number of different ways, it's just about mastering whatever the plan is in that particular game and in that particular moment, and just making sure everyone's on the same page when we go out there and execute.
Now, there has been a lot of talk about Steve Spagnuolo and the Chiefs' defense being some sort of kryptonite for Jalen Hurts in Philadelphia, which maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But as for Saquon Barkley, I tend to disagree. KC has given up 139 rushing yards or more in 4 games this season, including 202 yards on the ground to the Steelers on Christmas Day. Oh, and as for the Chiefs will figure out Saquon Barkley, they've never actually played him during the Steve Spagnuolo era. The one time the Giants played KC over the past 3 seasons, Saquon was out with an injury. Saquon aside, KC has also had a ton of trouble defending Devontae Smith, who in 3 games versus Spagnuolo's Chiefs has gone for 99 yards, 100 yards, and 122 yards of the air. My guess is Trent McDuffie is likely going to shadow A.J. Brown all game long, meaning the Slim Reaper could be in for a massive game yet again in his hometown of New Orleans.
It means a lot, not just because it's back at home, but, this was the end goal, to get to the Super Bowl. But, just going out there, make sure that we finish the right way. That team 2 years ago was very close, but I think now this team is a lot closer. A lot of guys spend a lot of time outside of this building together. I mean, when we're here, a lot of guys eating together, having conversations about, you know, things that are just not football.
Now, there was some other shocking off-the-field news this week regarding Philadelphia with a report from the Australian-based Herald Sun newspaper that the Birds and Rams are likely to play each other in a regular season game during the 2026 NFL season in Australia, with the iconic MCG Stadium in Melbourne chosen as the location. This, of course, comes just a few months from Philadelphia playing the first ever Brazil-based regular season NFL game during their Week 1 win over the Green Bay Packers. Now, my first take on this is, it is cool. The NFL wanting to expand and seeing the Eagles as a global brand is nothing to scoff about, plus the Jordan Mailata Australian connection is a no-brainer for the league. I do, though, wonder how the logistics actually work here, because Melbourne is 16 hours ahead of the East Coast. What time are they actually going to play this game for the NFL USA-based audience? How will they handle the jet lag, the travel commitments? Will you have a bye week the following week? I don't really know. The good news is the Rams are actually set to host the Eagles in 2026, so at least Philadelphia is not going to lose a home game like they did with the Brazil matchup earlier this season. As someone based in the USA, I'd rather my team not have to go through this insane travel to go down to Australia, play a football game, fly all the way back, rest, and play another week, but I know a bunch of you guys watch my show right now from Australia, so I guess my only hope is you can find a way to get tickets to the 100,000 plus capacity stadium. Not sure how easy that's going to be. But I do know this week is going to be absolutely nuts. 6 days of the Super Bowl, there's going to be injury news, there's going to be sound bites, everything you need to hear about your Philadelphia Eagles is going to be on this channel. Hit the sub button, drop a like, leave a comment to get in on the giveaway happening during Super Bowl 59. We're going to have a bunch of fun this weekend. Hopefully finish the week off with a massive Super Bowl win. Thomas Mott hanging out on Monday. Tomorrow's video, all focused on Super Bowl Media Day. Gonna have a lot of really fun sound bites. Be sure to stay tuned for that. This has been the Thomas Mott Show.